Now let's get you to your morning business report. Starbucks is saying that its turnaround plan is working.
And the Federal Reserve is holding interest rates steady despite pressure from the president to cut them. Channel 3's Jane King is live at the New York Stock Exchange with those stories. Good morning, Jane.
Good morning. As the Federal Reserve kind of entered a new holding pattern on interest rates, they made no change, which was expected yesterday. And the governors indicated they're in no hurry to cut rates anytime soon. The Fed Chair Jerome Powell said recent economic data had painted a somewhat brighter picture with stronger economic growth and signs of the job market stabilizing. Well, a major sugar industry group is urging the U.S. Department of Agriculture to raise standards for sugar imports, saying the current requirements permit lower grade products into the country. Now, the Sweetener Users Association said many food companies require refined sugar of a higher purity than the government currently mandates. Now, the group says this will allow for higher quality sugar to be part of Americans' diets. And Starbucks says its turnaround efforts are bringing more people into the cafes. The world's largest coffee chain says sales are up, in fact, up about 4%, the biggest showing since late 2023. Starbucks visits surged after the company introduced holiday beverages, held the annual Red Cup Day, and released a coveted Barista Cup. Okay, stocks were up slightly yesterday after the Fed meeting. The S&P 500 did cross 7,000 for a time yesterday, first time ever, and this morning we're looking a little positive. Live from the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Back to you.